All right, we have the 9:30 opening now. Let's see where price went. As soon as the 9:30 opening happened, what exactly did it do? It came to this major sell side, which was the Asia's low, and it's taking it and it closed where it didn't close, where it swept Asia's low here. We wanted to see what it's going to do with this previous day high. We already have sell side liquidity marked here. I'm sorry, buy side liquidity all marked here. This price was from this morning. Let's see what it's going to do here. Price immediately sold down, which I expected it to do that. It came and wicked past this zone here that I have marked, which is a major sell side. That's why I went to it. It was a magnet. Okay, so because it took this major sell side now, we're still waiting to see. We have these fair value gap here and here. So we want to see what the market is going to do. Market swept this major sell side. So now what we're waiting on, we are waiting on the market to print, give us a footprint where it's going to go to see if it's going to come down to this open, this close, and then this previous day low. And it might even just reject off of here and come back up in here, this area. But we have small volume right now. So on the 5 minute, we have this here fair value gap that is creating. And on the 5 minute, price swept below here. Look like we've been selling down for quite some time here. But we also want to look to the left here. So it look like price has inversed this fair value gap. It did not respect it on the hourly time frame. If it respected it, it would have came down maybe to the middle part or came here and would have continued to go up, but it didn't. We also have a fair value gap down in here on the hourly time frame. So price may come right here and it may just go ahead on and reject up, or it may come all the way down here. But this is our major liquidity zone right here that we have. This previous day high. We want to see what price is going to do right here at this area. Price probably will go ahead and maybe fake people out to think that it's going to continue to go down. And then it probably would do a hard reverse up at this level, this level, this level, this level. Because these are your major key zones. This is on the hourly. And right now, as you see, we're right here in the chop box right now. Let me see what this daily candle is doing. Yeah, see how the daily candle sold all the way down? This daily candle sold all the way down. It's a lot of sell. It was here. but sold all the way down. But you got to think about this as well. We have equal, this is major liquidity. You have the equal highs and it's succession highs. So you want to keep that in mind. If price go down, it probably would try and take it out tomorrow or later on this evening throughout the day. But this candle that is printing will be look like an inverted hammer for right now. But we know this is what price does. So right now we're at the previous day high. So let's go to here. We're right here at the previous day high. We're still waiting for our entry. I have my 5 minute here, my 1 minute there. Right here is where I want price to tell me which direction we going. So because this was a major liquidity zone here, so I'm looking on my 1 minute here. I'm looking for a nice fair value gap on a 1 minute for a little sniper entry. But however, on my 5 minute, this 5 minute candle that's get ready to close is going to be very important. Still selling down. So on this 5 minute, okay, we got this closure here. Let's see which way it go. So right here, right there, we have a fair value gap right here. So if price wanted to continue to go down, what we can do is we can go ahead on and wait till price come back up here or wick up here and go in for the sell. Put our stop loss right up here to be on the safe side. But I like to put mine right here at the 50% mark, but we'll see what price is going to do. So we'll see if that price come right up in here to this area here. But if we look on the 1 minute, it looks like it's one to form a chop box. It's consolidating right here. So right here. So on a 1 minute time frame, we look could it once it swept this liquidity here, we could look for a fair value gap to get in. So right here, this little bitty one right there, price is going. Now this is the very important part as well. Very, very important right here to let us know if price is going to continue to tank down real quick. So this is the displacement candle right here. So for me, I'll take a short right there, and I'll target this close there. All right. over here. Go sell stop. Price is coming back up. Close this gap. Uh-oh, what happened? You don't want me in sell? Let me refresh it here. What just happened? Why didn't it? Okay, there we go. We are in this. That is a small stop loss, so to be on the safe side, how many points is that? It's 30 points. That's 5. Let's go 1 or 2. Let's go 2. So we're not trying to be greedy. We'll go to this open right there. We'll go to that open. Really could have got in to the trade right here, but it's okay. Which this actually would be our first. I need to bring this up. Right here, it actually be our first liquidity zone here. Why is this not moving? What is TradingView doing today? Okay. I'm at We'll let the trade play out. This really need to be our first zone right here. Our liquidity here. Let me just see right there. 500 bucks. Want price to come past here. Oops. I think to protect my profits, I probably should. I can bring this down some because if price goes above here, it's probably going to continue to go up. A little reversal. But you still want to give your trade breathing room. So this will be my one trade for the day. If we hit, we hit. We don't, we don't. I'm not going to stress about it. But we do know this right here is a magnet to open. Right here, over here. It's a magnet. We really could target this previous day low, but again, we're not trying to be greedy. So right here would have been our first TP. We would have been out of the trade, but I think it's going to go a little bit deeper. It could come deeper down in here. So officially, we would have been out of the trade because again, you don't want to be greedy. This was a minor side liquidity. We could have got out of the trade right here, and then we could get back into the trade once the algorithm prints um, a displacement candle below here. And if it would have printed a fair value gap, we could have got back into it. So we could have collected, we could have went ahead on and collected the what 500, 400, 500 bucks there and just waited. That way, if price come back up here, you're not giving all that money back to the market. But I think right now at this point, it probably would be a good thing to go ahead on and move your stop loss to at least here. So that way some profits can be secured. I don't know what's going on with TradingView this morning. I know it's kind of irritating. So we'll at least get $138 out of it. But you don't want to scale it too close. But I really don't like what price is doing here. I just need to come to here. So it just looked like it's just gonna sweep this minor side liquidity here. Just right here. Could go a little bit deeper there, but come on, you know you want to go down. It's gonna take us out. We're almost there. Now I can move my stop loss right here. I don't know why I keep doing that, but maybe when we come back, it would have taken us out the trade. Well, so at least we'll get if it comes back, it will secured $354. So it took this minor side here. It, this is my displacement candle here. So that's giving me a sign that it's wanted to go deeper possibly. Don't you come up and tag me out. Again, you want your trade to play out. Well, I can move my stop loss back up here, but you want to secure what you could. So if it gets me out at $354, it gets me out at $354. But again, you want your trade to kind of play out a little bit. Maybe I'll go to 250 just to see how this trade play. But realistically, would have been out of this trade right here. Let's let it play out. It ain't going. We may be out. 153. That ain't what I want. Because price start retracing back up here, it can be coming back to retest this. So I just want to play around with it today just to see what happens. Um, because obviously we would have gotten out at the $500. That's where we would have got out at. I just want to see what price is going to do. Because once it swept this here, we would have been done for the day. It would have got us our quick 500 bucks. Yeah, we want price to come down here, but again, we'll see. See right now what price is doing. Again, I want to say we would have been done right here at this zone. But what price is doing now, because smart money knows that a lot of people got into this trade early this morning. They know that a lot of people have their stop losses up here. They don't know exactly where. Some people may have their stop losses way up here in targeting. way down here. So that's a bunch of liquidity sitting down in here. So let's just say for giggles, let's just let's just say for giggles, let's say for giggles, let's put our stop loss right up there, and let's go ahead and call the market's bluff and see if it come down to this previous day high. We'll call the market's bluff just to see what happens. I don't know what's going on. Well, I have to keep restarting this. Yeah, it's tripping. I don't know what's going on. All right, move that time. Okay, and they got that one right there. Okay, let's call the market's bluff. Let's just say we gonna just see how this goes. I'm not gonna let this run all day, but I will leave this um on the recording. So that's a two. Let's see what happens. But we do have all of this fresh liquidity that it just made. So we'll see if the candle will. And this is a nice little wick here on this side here. All right, so it came back up to retest. Well, it took this liquidity out over in here. So if price come above this previous day high, no, it's going to come and test this previous day high. That's what it should do. We'll see if it give a rejection. If it closes up under here, well, we may be okay if it reject this level, but if it closes up here, and they give us a continuation pattern, then it's probably going to try and come and take all this liquidity back. But however, if we were, I know this is a huge stop loss, but if we were to got into this trade earlier, um, off of this here, because if we have this gap that I have marked right here, that would have been a decent trade all the way down to here. But I wanted to point something out. I want to point something out here. It swept liquidity. Anytime price sweeps liquidity, it would print out a continuation pattern. So let's look at this right here. So right here would have been a displacement right here. This was the displacement here. And it wanted to keep going. It wanted to keep going. But it looked like price is falling back down. So it came back up here to take out the stop losses before its actual true move. And look how quick it's coming back down. Now it look like it may come down here. Come on. But like I was saying before I got distracted by price, could have got in here. Stop loss would have been there, right? Getting targeted right here. Quick 80 points, 73 points. Because it gave us our setup right here. Even if I move that there. Stop loss could have been here. Just 19 points. Right? Could have created a limit there. 6 contracts. Would have been $879. Risking 228. But let me move this out of the way. So again, price came back up to take out stop losses for people who had their stop loss here, who got in the trade, people who had their stop loss here, and up in this zone. I know some people probably was really scared once it started coming up here. All right, 10 o'clock getting ready to roll around. A new macro is getting ready to start. You may say, why did I do this here? Because here's why I moved it up this far, because I can stand to lose $1,200 on this trade, which that I feel like there's very high probability. There's the alarm. Lets me know, okay, what's she getting ready to do? She gonna tank or sink? But this is what I'd be willing to lose here. But realistically, if price maybe break this high, in all honesty, if it come back past the previous day high, that's probably where I will want to get out of the trade. But another thing to kind of help out, you want to find that 9:30 candle because it's 10 o'clock now. Prices on the tank. Remember, this is our other target right here. This is TP1. This would be TP2 here. But I lost my train of thought. I forget what I was saying. I forget what I was saying. I got distracted. Oh, the 9:30 candle. So we'll find a 9:30 candle, right? And we can do the 9:30. Let's go to the 5 minute on this side here because it's 10 o'clock. We'll mark the 9:30 high, 9:30 close. That right there can let us know which way this sucker wants to go for real, for real. Okay, this is the 9:30 candle here. So we have the 9:30 high, and here's a 9:30 low. And so what price did, price came below it. We're waiting on the fair value gap. This was our fair value gap, these here. And we would have entered in. Why is that? So let me just go ahead on and mark this out real quick. Price is really, why does that look like that? I don't know. So if I was to mark this out, I don't want to cloud my chart up, but that's a 9:30 high here. Let's go ahead on and put this right here. I think right there in the center. And so this is the 9:30 low right here. We'll put that in the center as well. All right, we'll put that in the center. So right here, This 930 low. This would be the displacement candle right here. This is the displacement candle. It closed below that 930 low. Because it closed below that 930 low, now I'm going to look for the fair value gap. We get the fair value gap here to here. So boom. And so then we got the fair value gap. You could have waited. If you would have waited or whatnot, you could have got into your short there. You could have, your stop loss could be here, and your TP can just be two, 1 to 2. So you would have been in this trade. You could have got in this trade, 6 contracts, risking $348 to make 696. And right at this point, you honestly can bring your stop to break even. That way you're not giving money back to the market. And we can see if this trade play out. Let me clear that up and we'll watch it hit. Prices want to go deeper. That's why doing all this consolidation. It want to come down here. And what I like to do is also another little neat thing. We have our low here. We have a high. And I want to see where the 50% mark is. This 50% mark right here can be another target. This 50% mark, another target right there. We're up. So we're at our open where we wanted to be. That would have been our TP2. Our TP2 would have been here 100%. So this would be the TP3, TP4, and this would be TP5. 10 o'clock. So over here, if you look to the left, you look to the left right here, you're in there like swimwear. If you traded the 930 low and you just went 1 to 2, you make $636 over here. So now I would say it can be a safe time now to actually bring your stop loss to break even. Don't look like price is going to go up that way. Okay. Price is really tanking down here. Here we go. We're coming to the close. We're up $1,200 now. Let's see if we get a little retracement here. But realistically, again, we just previous day high there. So just to go back over it before I start playing around, this was our entry right here. Our original stop loss would have been here. So it would have been, um, come on now. I believe it was like somewhere around here in this area. But we had to look in the beginning of the video or whatnot. But so this is my entry here. The entry was on either this candle here coming down or this one. I had to go back and look at the video. Like as I said, price is just melting down. We don't want to be greedy, but we already know it's going to come down to the previous day low. Again, if we can close beneath, let's see if we can If we close, oh yeah, we close beneath this 50%, more than likely it's going to continue to come down. But we'll see here. But, but I like this target right here. I know it's going to come to the previous day low, but again, let's say we got to get out of here. I know it's going to go to the previous day low because it already swept the external liquidity here. We're just doing a small pullback. And this would have been, this is a 1 to 14. If price come down here. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's the crazy thing. I have 6, so what I can do, I can go ahead on and take 3. I could take 3 contracts off, move my stop loss to break even and let it run for the rest of the day. So I'm in a sale. So I want to, um, if I'm in this sale here, I can go ahead on and buy 3. What is going on? Why is this doing this extra stuff? I just hit buy. So let me see. Let me just hit refresh and see what happens. Did it take? Yeah, still, this is weird. Oh, okay, it did it. Okay, I got 3. So now I do have 3 now. This is weird. I don't like what this trading view is doing. And so what I can do, because I just secured those profits, right? This will be right here. I just secured $786 because I purchased 3 of them. Now I can go ahead and bring this to break even, right? And so now I can put this at my full TP. And let's see, come on, what is this doing? Man, why is this acting like this today? Okay, so now we got 3 runners. If it goes down lower, I can take 2 more and just leave 1. Okay, if it come here, I'll secure 2 more. It's coming down. If it do wind up coming down here, we'll just leave a runner. So guess what? We have all this. We have this major sell side here, which is the previous day low. We have the previous day here, AM session from yesterday. And here, if price come down, we'll just leave 1 runner to this area right here. Let's see what it does for the rest of the day. See if it go ahead on and sell down, and we'll just leave that runner. And what I've also learned, let's say for instance, if I wanted to buy more contracts, like right at this area right here, like as soon as it gave me, see like right here, let's just say for instance, if let's say if I did not sell my 6 contracts, I'm sorry, if I did not sell 3, and I'm looking at this pattern, listen, it it took out a liquidity zone. It created a fair value gap. And so now I'm looking for a good fair value gap to get in into the trade. So realistically, it created right here. This is the displacement candle. There's a fair value gap here, and there's a fair value gap right there. And I could have got into this trade. We're added on, let's say, 6 more contracts because we're so close to this minor side liquidity, which I could got more money out of the market. This right here would have moved all the way down here though. And you still could have, you could put your stop loss right in that area. So for me, price is kind of stalling. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead on and buy 2 more of my contracts. Let's see here. Let's see what price does right here. Let's see what it does right in here. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, come on down here so I can sell 2 more contracts. That's what I want you to do. You remember price is never just going to go straight down. It's going to move in and out. So right now, what price is doing, because it was selling straight down, people, retail traders got into sales like, oh man, I'm getting ready to ride this train down. And so what your smart money traders are going to do, they're probably going to manipulate price to come all the way up, maybe up to here, and then continue to go down. Yeah, it may come up to this zone right here and then go down because that's a true move that it probably want to do for the day. I don't know why this trader eight is doing what it is doing for today. This don't make sense. I don't know if it's my internet connection or what, but because this has a long wick right here, it lets me know that was a stop hunt. So it hunted people stop losses. And I also want to say, here's why you have to be careful when you dibble in the middle. You have to be very, very careful. Let's just say, for instance, right, like I was saying earlier, price closed below here. This was our displacement candle. It closed below here. It gave us a fair value gap here, and it gave us a fair value gap right here. So if we was to get in this trade, we would have been taking out this trade if we would have had our stop loss at the 50% or right here. And I don't mean to, contradict myself, but I'm not trying to contradict myself. But again, this was a this was the open. Again, if I lose a trade, I want to lose a trade not because I did not do the right thing. I would prefer to lose a trade because the market went against me. And so right here, if I would have followed this process, followed my strategy, I would not have felt so bad because I did the proper procedure. But but the market decided to go somewhere else. So it would have took you out the trade. But this is why a lot of times people will use the 84% rule. You use the 84% rule. Let's say you could have been waiting to get right back in right there because it took you out here. You could have waited to get right back in the trade. Now let's try this a second time. Let's see what that risk would have been if we would have gotten in that trade and lost that trade. So would have been here. And let's say this was our target there. And where we going 6 contracts, right? So that would have been $276 that we would have lost. And let's say if we would have tried to get in again, let's see here. It put us in there. So right now, because price is doing all this consolidation, it's let me know it want to make a big move to the upside or the downside, but we're so close to this liquidity down here. So what they have to do, smart money people, in order to keep on going down, they needed to take um, retail people's money first. So we would have been a profit here. Another thing, like a lot of times, sometimes I like for my trade to play out. Going back, if we would have gotten to this trade here, right? If we'd have gotten to this trade here, once price came down here, you could have moved your stop loss at break even, and you would have been good. You probably wouldn't have lost as much money, so you might not would have lost the full $276, but it all depends on the type of trader you are. So I want to go ahead on and buy two more here once it look like it wants to hit here. Again, I don't want to be greedy, but we're just seeing how the market plays out. We're just watching how the market plays. So if you was to got into this trade again, you could have moved your stop loss to break even. That way you're not losing anything. If you lost, you would have just lost a couple of hundred. I'm sorry, like 2, 3 points just for getting in the trade itself. But this will be your target. So again, if you look at the footprint, right? If you look at the footprint, if we just look at this close here, right? Because again, that was another liquidity zone that the market has taken. So look, it came up, right? If you pay attention, if you really honing in, if you really dialed in, market came to this close right here. It did close above it, but listen, right after this candle right here, it did not give us another candle. It did not show us a fair value gap. So because it did not do that, that lets you know, hey, listen, price is hesitating about continuing. But it wound up did coming up here, taking out stop losses up here. And so then what it did was, look at right here. Here's your displacement candle right here, right? It created a fair value gap right there, right? So let me get rid of this one so we can see this very clearly. This was it right here. It created this fair value gap. And look what you have right here. You would have had another entry right here. And look what price is doing. Price is melting down. That's just my 2 cents on it. So once price get here, I'm gonna buy two more and I'm just gonna have one runner, and I'll probably will move my stop loss to here on that runner. We'll just move it. I don't know why it's keep doing that. This is frustrating. Okay, did it move it? Yep, it moved it there. I don't know why this thing is doing that. What I've learned also, a lot of times when it's so close to the previous day low, um, it may go head on and hit it. But what I've also learned, if I got my previous day low, let's just go to the daily real quick and reset my chart. And so let's just go right in here. What I like to do is here, price may not come all the way down here. That price may come like right here in the middle, which again, what I like is this here. I like to measure it up. This is my 50% mark right here. Getting my stop loss probably literally should be right here. I probably should be done with the trade for the day right here. But it's still 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, not trying to be greedy or anything like that. Just thinking clearly, thinking through this clearly. It may come and take it out, it may not. But I really don't like what price is doing, so it's not showing me that it want to do anything. I'm impatient, but it's okay. Um, so yeah, I would say probably about right here at that 50% mark. If price do decide to come down here, but it has a very big wick. This is a very large wick. So there we have it. A lot of wicks, a lot of wicks, a lot of wicks. Man, oh man. So I don't like all these wicks. I don't like all the wicks. So let me go back here. Here, reset that. Let's see here. What we gonna do? Um, let's go ahead on and I'm gonna go ahead on and let me see what this next minute candle, this 5 minute candle is doing here. My stop loss is here though. But what price like to do, if it's gonna go deeper, it's gonna come back up here and take a bunch of stuff out. So here's what I want to do. I'm gonna go ahead on and and buy two more of my contracts back. All right, I did it. So this will put me. So now, if it come to the previous day low, this will be it right here. But it look like it's giving a lot of rejection in this area, so it may not. So now it may even start reversing. It's created like a double bottom here, but it's very wicky. Um, was it supposed to be new? What time is 10? We have this here home sales. This is orange folder news. We got 3 minutes for gas. That's probably why everything slowed down because we got this coming out. I don't know if gas. We have crude oil at 11 o'clock as well. And we got this here at 10:40. So that's probably why everything slowed down here. So with me looking at this again, um, I really would love to keep this going, but it made a double bottom. So because it made a double bottom, I already know prices probably get ready to reverse. So go ahead, let me have the rest of that cash. Come on, give me my $196 where it did. I don't know what's going on with TradingView. So we are officially done with our trading day today. It got us out. So let's look at what we did. We got, where is it at? Is it, is it here? No, here. All right. So for today, um, let's say like with, I don't know, maybe an hour, I don't know. So we have a whopping total of $478 plus $786 plus 195. So $1,400, $1,459. I don't think that it's bad for an hour. Taking profits, securing profits. See, just like I said, I knew it created a double bottom right here, right? So it stopped. So look at what price did again. This is the last liquidity that it took. Now it's going back up. It's going back up. See, a lot of times what you would see here, it possibly can, again, coming back up and taking out all these stops. These stops for people who's in sales, these buy stops or whatever, these sell stops, okay? Because the initial move, what it really want to do is come down and go a little bit deeper. So price could possibly come way back up here. It like to revisit its liquidity zones. So that's why when price it swept the liquidity, it came back up. So essentially what it did was it was a it was a this served as price was coming down, a resistance zone, but it broke through. I'm sorry, a support. It was a support here, but it broke through. Now it became a resistance. That's why price came up. It resisted, but it broke through again. It came back down. It broke through the support, and now it came through for the resistance, right? So this right here now served as a resistance zone. So price can come here. So here's a little bit bonus before I get off of here. There's a little bit of bonus right here. So right here, I want to go to my hourly time chart, right? I want to go to my hourly time chart and I want to remember this is where price is. This is where price is kind of hanging out at. If you look right here, if you look right here, I want to draw a box. If you look in this zone right there, why didn't it draw? Look in this zone right here, and it's going back a couple of days. Look what price does. Let me see. Let me darken it up. Boom. Look what price does. You see this rejection there? See how it rejected off of this area? Boom. You see how it kept rejecting off of this area and it went. So let me add this my last what I got 2 minutes. I got about 2 more minutes. So listen, if I extend this to the left, now watch this to see if this zone is always a support zone. Went up, went up, went up. Let's go back a little further. So this right here, you got a touch here, went up. A touch here, it went up. Touch here, it went up. Look at this. Touch here, it went up. Touch here, went up. See that? Touch there, and it went up. Touched here, and it went up. Went up, went up. So this right here is a reversal zone. This is what you would consider a strong reversal zone. How price always reverse off this area. So, and that's probably what it's going to do right here in this zone. It's going to now probably go back up, which that's what it was doing. Now, if I would have had this drawn out already, I would have knew this. This is a reversal zone. And this is why price came and it started going back up. This is why price did not go further down into the previous day low because this is a reversal zone. Now, what it could do, now that it is a support zone, again, if the smart money people could come up high enough and take retail people money, yes, it then would be able to shoot straight down because they have to grasp the fuel in order to go down. And that's all I got for today. We're up $1,500. I mean $1,400. So It's still early in the game, but my day is over with. I hope I said something that you can really benefit from.